We've been hearing for a while now that Facebook Groups is almost single-handedly keeping the legacy Facebook app alive among certain demographics, folks who otherwise have abandoned using Facebook for various reasons. I mean, just anecdotally, I know my own mother won't give up Facebook because there's a quilting group that she can't live without. But according to the Wall Street Journal, internal research at Facebook itself showed that not only are groups filled with just the sort of stuff that has driven a lot of people away from using Facebook, in fact, groups might be the worst, filled with this sort of garbage the most, quoting the Journal. The company's data scientists had warned Facebook executives in August that what they called blatant misinformation and calls to violence were filling the majority of the platform's top civic groups, according to documents the Wall Street Journal reviewed. Those groups are generally dedicated to politics and related issues and collectively reach hundreds of millions of users. The researchers told executives that, quote, enthusiastic calls for violence every day, end quote, filled one 58,000-member group, according to an internal presentation. Another top group claimed it was set up by fans of Donald Trump, but it was actually run by, quote, financially motivated Albanians, end quote, directing 1 million views daily to fake news stories and other provocative content. Roughly, quote, 70% of the top 100 most active U.S. civic groups are considered non-recommendable for issues such as hate, misinformation, bullying, and harassment, the presentation concluded. Quote, we need to do something to stop these conversations from happening and growing as quickly as they do, the researchers wrote, suggesting measures to slow the growth of groups at least long enough to give Facebook staffers time to address violations. Our existing integrity systems, they wrote, aren't addressing these issues, end quote. In response, Facebook, ahead of the election, banned some of the most prominent problem groups and took steps to reduce the growth of others, according to documents and people familiar with its decisions. Still, Facebook viewed the restrictions as temporary and stopped short of imposing measures some of its own researchers had called for, these people said, end quote. As at Era Inert said on Twitter, quote, for some reason, everything they focus on ends up amplifying the worst in humanity. First newsfeed, then groups. What should we focus on and probably ruin next? VR, end quote. And as the great John Battelle tweeted, quote, move fast, break things, apologize with a side of weak sauce, move fast and break more things. Repeat, end quote.